The 9.1 cinematics with Tyrande and Elune definitely could have left you feeling frustrated and confused, and I don't blame you, but I think there's a way to make it all make sense in the end. Hey everyone, I'm Kathon, and in this video, I'll be going over the Burning of Teldrassil, Tyrande's fight with Sylvanas, and the whole vengeance or renewal thing. I believe there's some parts of the story that can be added to that don't contradict any existing lore, but still gives us a more sensible and satisfying narrative. One quick note, I did like that although we learned a little bit about Elune, we didn't learn so much as to take away all the mystery. I think a midichlorian-esque breakdown would have kind of ruined things, so I'm glad they didn't do that. But let me know if you have any theories about her in the comments. So the first question that comes up is, why didn't Elune do more to help the Night Elves in the Burning of Teldrassil? She did help them go into a painless sleep, but that was about it. Some people kind of interpret it as Elune was behind it, but I think that's a misinterpretation. Normally Night Elves turn to wisps once they die, but she was just making it so they would go to Ardenweald. Now you could say, well, they went to the Maw, but even a lot of major lore characters in the Shadowlands didn't know about souls going straight to the Maw, so I'm okay with Elune not knowing about that. The Shadowlands is not really her section of the cosmos. Also, it was said that Elune is like a counterpart to the Winter Queen. She's very powerful, but not omnipotent or omniscient. Another thing that got revealed to us in the Shadowlands is that all the realms have already had some kind of conflict with the Light, the Burning Legion, and the Void. So I think it stands to reason that they might have also had some hostile interactions with the Nature or Elune's realm as well. So if she was tied up with them, it would have limited how much she could have helped the Night Elves during the Burning of Teldrassil. I think it also would sort of fit in with this big Light, Void, Disco war that they keep alluding to. Another theory I have is just with so much death, or that because the Maws is so much stronger, the Jailer was able to sort of reach into the mortal realm and prevent Elune from helping the Night Elves more. I think this strengthens the storyline because it shows how powerful the Jailer is, and it shows that Elune didn't want to help, but she did have some obstacles to deal with, rather than choosing not to help the Night Elves. I think this theory would also help explain what happened with Tyrande and Sylvanas' last fight. I know Sylvanas dying there was not a real option because we were going to go fight her in the raid, but the powers of the Night Warrior just disappearing seemed a little odd too. I'm thinking maybe they could let us know Sylvanas reached out to the Jailer for help, and then the Jailer then kind of suppressed Elune's power. I remember in the Arthas book when Arthas and Uther were going to have their final fight, Arthas saw Uther's power as a bright light, but his own power made it dim for a moment, so I'm thinking it would be something like that. And also there have been some implications that Elune is somewhat light-like. I'm thinking with this theory that maybe the Jailer was annoyed that he had to help Sylvanas. He started seeing her as more of a hindrance than a help, and the relationship started to break down. That would make Sylvanas' turn on the Jailer seem less abrupt. A couple expansions ago in Legion, she was saying submit to that big golden Valkyrie queen. But now when the Jailer says serve, now she's all, well, I don't like this plan anymore. So again, this theory reinforces how strong the Jailer is, and also shows that Elune did try to help. Finally, with the she has to choose between vengeance and renewal, that was particularly frustrating to hear. As we meet various former Night Warriors in the Shadowlands, the Stormwright in Revendreth tells us how she kind of kept going with vengeance, and it didn't work out in the end. I agree that having some insatiable lust for revenge won't end well, but the renewal option makes it seem like Tyrande has to just forgive Sylvanas for arguably the destruction of her civilization, with no real repercussions for Sylvanas. It makes Tyrande's character seem kind of dumb, like she can only choose between these two very extreme options. To me, it would make more sense for her to want Sylvanas to pay for what she's done. That's why we say the punishment should fit the crime. It shouldn't be excessive, but it also can't just be a slap on the wrist. And we also wouldn't tell the victim to just, forget about it and move on. We want justice to be met out properly. So one thing to consider is that, as Elune herself is fallible, if she says vengeance or renewal, that doesn't necessarily mean that's the only two options. Kind of like Iliad and Zera, just because this godlike character says, this is your destiny, that doesn't necessarily make it so. Also, Elune has probably existed for eons and eons. Even for Night Elves who live thousands of years, their whole culture might seem like a blink of an eye in the big cosmological picture. I wonder if Tyrande maybe had a bit of Elune's perspective when she chose renewal. Tyrande might have thought, with Elune's mindset still there, well, over 1 trillion years, Sylvanas isn't that important, so I'll just focus on helping my people. So it's possible that once she is fully herself again, she might think, oh wait, I can't just let my people get attacked with little to no consequence. That'll just invite more enemies. I think this would make Tyrande's reasoning more understandable rather than her just giving Sylvanas a free pass. With all these theories I mentioned, I don't think they heavily retcon anything we know. They just add some more context, so that Elune and Tyrande's actions would be more logical and consistent. Supposedly there will be a little bit more to the story in 9.2 with Tyrande and Sylvanas, so let me know in the comments what you think will happen there, but please no PTR spoilers. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would appreciate if you could leave it a like and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Take care.